Peace and high frequencies, everybody. Everybody. Um, y'all, last night, ooh, you probably can hear it in my voice. The dreams, the fusion of dreams that I had. I woke up after the second one and I went to the restroom and I looked at myself in the mirror. And it looked like I had been through a washing machine. Hint, hint. Funny situation yesterday. My washing machine went out. And I got to buy a new one. And it went out on the cycle where the water's rushing in. So I got clothes in there with water. So I got my son coming over today to get the two-wheeler, move it out downstairs back door and pour it out, get my clothes out so I get a new one moved in. And I was just like, oh, it's always something. But we give thankfulness and gratitude in all things, because one of the things that could have occurred while I wasn't here, it could have been an electrical issue could have happened. It could have burnt the house down. It could have been something way worse than just me needing to replace a washing machine. So I give thanks and gratitude and praise to my highest self, and to the higher forms of divine energy that work on my behalf in order to keep me protected, as well as those who are within my circumference. I'm going to use the big words today. Going into the dream, there was a multitude of dreams last night. And I looked at Inception last night. It's one of my favorite movies. I love Inception. If you haven't seen it, it's with Leonardo DiCaprio. It has a lot of great people in it. But it talks about dreams, and they have a point in the scene where they say 5 minutes in the real world's like an hour in the dream space because time is compressed, which scientists say is not true. But I go through a lot in my dream. And so I went online last night and I started looking up, okay, how are we able to remember? Like what they say in REM sleep, that's when you're really able to remember your dreams. And when you wake up early in the morning is when you have the most vivid dreams. And I've noticed that, like, when I wake up, like I told you, I wake up, I went to the restroom last night. Sometimes I wake up and have some sneezes come out and roll over. And usually I wake up, probably around about 5-ish, sometimes 4. Rarely do I wake up at 3 anymore, but I know I wake up around about 4 or 5. And usually the birds will wake me up too. And I got the bird this morning that I had never heard his tune before. It was something very rare in my backyard. I don't know. I didn't even feel like getting up to see him, but I did record him. So I could share it. I'm going to share it on my Blackfit Witch Stories page on Instagram. But I had 2 dreams. One of them was a personal dream. I'm not going to share that. The second one ended up being a dream where I was in a car with this guy. It was like I was dating him. And it was some people that pulled up. And they was like in them cars from like the Tina Turner movie, y'all. I can't remember the name of it. The Tina Turner movie. Not what's love got to do with it, but Mad Max. That's it, Mad Max. So we were on the expressway. They were getting on the expressway, and they were in cars that looked like the cars from Mad Max. It was weird. They look real, desert. They look like they had been in the desert. They ain't have on, like, the guys, no shirts. They had like a little cloth. It just looked like they came from a whole nother dimension. But they were following us. Let me pause this down. They need to call me right now. They were looking like they was from another dimension. And so I was like, are they following us? And then when we got to the light, one of the guys got out and he came close to my window, came up, and he pulled out a gun on the dude that I was with, and he was driving. And I was like, oh my God, what is going on? So he told him, he said, you need to get out the car and come around here where she is. And so he was waving the gun around, and I'm like, oh my God, he waving the gun around. He right here next to me. What if the gun go off? What if he wanted to shoot me? Like, I was just thinking all these crazy things in the dream. So the guy that I was with that was driving, he didn't want to get out. And so he was hesitant, and he was damn near in the mind state was like, shit, shoot me. I don't give a fuck. You know, that's kind of how he was. So dude took out a bullet, and he was going to play Russian roulette with him. He was like, I'm going to shoot if you don't get out. So dude made an attempt to get out the car just a little bit. And then the guy, he took the gun and just threw it across the dashboard of the car. And he got into his car. He's like, fuck. He was like, F, he didn't care. You know, I don't remember no cuss words, but he kind of had that F you, it don't even matter no more. So then they get back in their Mad Max cars. We're driving along. Next thing I know, on the side, they were shooting at the car. They was just shoot. They was like, they just shoot, until they hit him. And they hit him in the head. I didn't see it, but I felt that he got hit in the head, and I saw his body go back like that. And so I leaned forward, I grabbed the wheel, and I'm trying to steer the car. Now, mind you, it wasn't just me. It was also some people in the back seat as well. And they was trying to move his body out the way so they could help me steer the car. It was weird, y'all. I'm sorry, I got a message come in. So that was so crazy. And they, even after he slumped over and died, I don't know if they could see him, they still kept shooting. I was like, damn, are they trying to shoot me too? Are they trying to kill us? So all of that energy, I woke up after that. I woke up, I was so tired. I went to the restroom. I was like, oh my God. I felt like I had just been in a fight, y'all. It was just so much. So then I go back to sleep. When I go back to sleep, at like this church. And the first thing I see is that this church that I had talked to here in this reality to implement this program that I wanted to put in place back in 2016, that they took our idea and they implemented without paying us. That was one thing, and I was upset about that, which probably is happening. I don't know about it. The second part of the dream, and this is the same dream, but it was different segments within the dream. So I'll say segments. So the next segment, I distinctly remember I had on gray and black. I had on a gray and black. It looked like an Adidas jacket because it had stripes, black stripes on the side, but it was gray. I had on gray pants. And I was in the office of this building talking to this lady and preparing to teach a class. Then the next segment of the dream this is where it's most interesting to me, is that it was almost like we were at a Yoruba ceremony. And my mother was there. I tell you why, it's very interesting how my mother connects to Yoruba since she's transitioned, and I know it's the Nigerian blood. And so we were at a Yoruba ceremony, but it was housed like in a church setting. And I was sitting off behind her, and she was sitting in like the bench area in front of me. You know how benches are set up in church? She was sitting up in the bench in front of me. And she had some other ladies that was around her, and they were taking her through ceremony. And they gave her a name and all that kind of stuff. And it was like her awakening. It was just like she had came to awakening of self. She didn't see it as voodoo anymore. She didn't see it as demonic or witchcraft. She saw that it was a part of her. So I allowed her to receive all of that energy. And then we were going up because we had to go downstairs, pick up this pamphlet and go around. And I came around. I was letting her just feel her energy. I didn't say much. And I started doing a little African dance. I used to be in an African dance group here too, y'all. But anyway, I started to do a little African dance. I remember myself doing the African dance with some of the other ladies. And then we knew the movements. Like we was like doing it. And then we knew when to put our hand up. And then we went back to doing our movements and moving our feet and moving downstairs. Well, when we went down and came back around, I came across my mother. And this time I was like, okay, so she's went through ritual, she's went through ceremony, I can now talk to her. And she was looking like very disturbed. And I was like, damn, I said, what's going on? What's wrong? What's going on? And that's when she said, she says that she lost her watch. This is really key right here, y'all. This is the key part that really got me. She said that she lost her watch. And then I said, oh, I was like, okay. I was like, well, I know that I've lost a lot of things before, but I don't have that attachment to them. I let them go. If it's a family heirloom, just like this ring you gave me, I don't wear it when I know. I don't wear it every day. I only wear it on special occasions and on Sunday. I remember telling her that. And I know why I said that, because I wear it every day almost. And I told her that in the dream, and I said, I don't have attachments to things like that. I said, I just let them go. It's the reason why it's gone. And I said, well, was it a family heirloom? Like, what type of watch was it? And she said, no, it wasn't a family heirloom. It was her silver string watch that she had just gotten. Like that. And she was a little bit upset about the fact that she didn't have her watch. Okay. And then some other things happened, and of course I woke up. So going back to that, now that part was very significant to me. I don't know if you all picked up on any of that symbolism or information that was put down with that watch. The other parts of the dream, the other segments and dreams that I had, you all can definitely dissect that. I have no clue. But this part of the dream really stood out to me because, one, she went through her Yoruba ceremony. She was able to come into awakening and enlightenment in the spirit realm and connecting to her higher council of light, right? And I was back and allowed her to receive. It traces back through our Nigerian roots and our Nigerian bloodline. And that's why it ended up being like a ritual Yoruba ceremony, the African dance and stuff that I was doing. Like I told you, I don't even remember the dance. But the key part at the end was the fact she lost her watch. She's out of time. All right? She's not in time anymore. She's in space somewhere, but time isn't relevant where she is anymore. So I thought it was just really funny that she is not within this time construct that we are in now, but in my dream, she had a watch and she wanted that watch. In my mind, my subconscious mind, and the spiritual connection to it is like wanting her to have a watch to connect her back here in this realm. But she's not in this realm anymore. She's in the spiritual plane. She doesn't need the watch anymore, Blackfit Witch. The watch isn't needed. All right, so I see parts of where my subconscious mind and my thoughts come in along with the spiritual plane. And it's kind of like, wait a minute, why is this making? Why she's looking for a watch? She just got through a ritual ceremony, and now she's looking for time. Why she's looking for time? Right. And that could be another aspect of it. Maybe she's looking to reincarnate back in here, back into this realm, and she's looking for time. The only way that is really, to me, one of the separations of us and the spirit realm is the time construct that we have here. So it could be that if she's looking for time, she's looking to come back and reincarnate into another body, into her higher self. Going through that ceremony actually shows that now she's on a higher spiritual consciousness. When she does come back in, she won't, I won't say she won't, but her energy won't take long to upgrade to a higher knowing. Okay, it won't take long to upgrade and understand higher teachings from the masters that have come before us, the ascended masters that have come before us. So yeah, that was my dream, y'all. Looking for time. She was looking for time. She was looking for that watch, looking for time. And so, yeah, that was my dream. I wanted to get out and share. As you see, my computer and stuff is going. I'm getting ready to get started with work today. I got a pretty busy day. But I wanted to share that with you all. And as always, I leave you in peace and high frequencies, everybody.